Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be testing all of the guns buffed in the latest hotfix. Now, I went ahead and acquired at least volatile versions of these guns, as well as with the enchantment of choice. Now, first thing I want to say about some of these guns is the Donkey and the Thunder Anima both cannot be enchanted right now, which is pretty unfortunate. And that means that if Gearbox decides to fix these in the future and make them enchantable, then some of these guns can even get a lot stronger, to be honest, you know, putting a whole enchantment on there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop straight into the video. Alrighty, now you guys should know we're going to be on Chaos 35 on intense difficulty, so I do have this ring here with assault rifle crit damage, which is going to help us out a little bit, and then I am just on your good old average Spore Warden Berserker setup. I don't really use myth rank. I barely spent any points into the myth rank. I just got these first skills like dexterity, strength, and then the other two. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just test out each of these guns first. I'm going to be mobbing through the Chaos Chamber, and then we'll go ahead and try these individually on each boss. So if you're interested in a gun in particular, check the timestamps in the video itself. So first things first, let's go ahead and mess with the Donkey of the Haunted Castle. Now this gun's pretty cool, and you can see I got a little bit of ammo regen on this build, so I think we're going to have some fun with this gun. Let's go ahead and go shoot it. All right, so my plan with each of these tests is to do the first two rooms of the Chaos Chamber. That way we'll see non-elite enemies, and we'll also see elite enemies on the second room. And then we'll go ahead and go shoot a boss with it too. Now, I will say the Donkey's doing pretty okay. And this is on just an average build. Like my armor right now, I'm using a corrupted plate mail. And I don't have any points into, or at least not any extra points into Wrath of Nature. It's actually a Berserker main corrupted plate mail. You can see once we get to this Titan Tooth, who is a bit of a tankier enemy, that it takes a lot more shots to kill this guy. So I don't even think we need to test this Donkey versus a boss. Although, maybe I can put on a better armor. Something that's not the corrupted plate mail. It might kill me, but it'll get us a lot more damage. Let's go ahead and put on a better armor and see if this gun does a little bit better. All right, I still got on my Capetides now. Keep in mind, this is only helping our Berserker power. I've already said that. But we get a couple extra points into Wrath of Nature compared to our Corrupted Plate Mail, which we didn't have any bonus in Wrath of Nature on that armor. All right, this took out an elite Beef Shroom. That is actually impressive. Let me go ahead, let's take off the Cape of Tides. Let's go ahead and try my Diamond Gauntlets. Now this one actually does have more points into Wrath of Nature, the full 3. Now, I actually don't have a lot of survivability with this setup. This Donkey really doesn't feel half bad. I do have the ammo regen on Spore Warden, so I would say if you're not playing a Spore Warden, you probably would be reloading a lot more. All right, and that's the elite encounter. This gun is not half bad. Not half bad. Now, all right, so here we are over at Parasite, and this is where our damage is definitely gonna fall off, I think. I don't have on a Buffmeister right now. And yeah, you can see this isn't really a bossing gun. It's not doing bad, considering I can just hold down the trigger forever because I'm playing Spore Warden. Come here. Ow! Let's go ahead and toss on a Buffmeister and see what happens. Here it is. 2 charges on this Buffmeister. Oh. I mean, it's not a bossing weapon, for sure. It is for sure not a bossing weapon. I think we can safely say that. Although, it's not terrible damage, and once this thing gets enchanted, I think it will be a lot better, actually. I don't know if they intend to make this enchanted. I have to assume that it's a bug that it can't be enchanted, because, I mean, you know, why wouldn't this gun be able to be enchanted? I would say it's definitely a lot better for mobbing, and let's go ahead and give this gun like a 6.5 out of 10. Honestly, I want to give it a little bit more points because it actually feels pretty decent for mobbing on Chaos 35 intense difficulty without an enchantment. And if this gun could get enchanted, I think it would jump up to an 8 out of 10 at least. Alrighty, here we are back at the Chaos Chamber. This time we're going to be trying out the Rogue Imp. Now, the Rogue Imp actually got a damage nerf on accident. At least I have to assume it's on accident, because apparently this gun was not properly scaling with certain multi-pellet effects, or I'm not really sure. And then they also buffed it in the same patch notes by 18%. So it seems that they knew the damage was going to come down, but then they tried to buff it to make up for it. But overall, this thing is about 50% down, I think. In damage, I've heard that it's about 50%. Anyways, we're just gonna try this gun out and give you guys our honest thoughts. Now, I went ahead and switched back to the corrupted plate mail. This is my mobbing armor that I like to use on this build because it gives us lifesteal. And if the damage is not impressive, then we will switch back to, and it looks like we don't have to switch back. Now, those are zombie enemies. Now, like I said, we will switch back to the damage armor. Maybe if we go up against the boss. So this thing still feels good. I mean, no other way to say it than to say it. All right, here's a super badass. Let's see what this guy got. Okay, and against a fleshy, bony skeleton, we can feel the damage drop off a little bit. And this guy's not an elite either. We're not in the elite room yet. Now, my main gripe with this gun personally is that it just reloads so damn much, and that reload speed is like, it's really long. It's not fast reload speed. The damage of it is pretty good. I will say that. But let's go ahead and just cut over to the elite room. I want to try this on some elite enemies. Alrighty, switching over to the elite room, and I want to put on armor that has a little bit more damage for our guns, because that corrupted plate mail is very nice for mobbing. It's a Berserker Spore Warden main, like a Berserker main Spore Warden secondary. But let's switch over to the Spore Warden main for much more Wrath of Nature damage. And this thing feels okay. I mean, the super badass we fought in the last room with the worst armor, he took a big chunk from my bow there. But, it's not terrible. I will say this gun does feel weaker than the last time I used it. And really, this gun was great. Like before this nerf, I thought this gun was great. Except that it reloads so much, dude. It literally is just constantly reloading. And it's a little bit annoying. I mean, low-key, I guess it's nice for the, for my ward, to get my barrage back with my enchantment. But it is annoying, I will say that. And it's not so much that I have to reload it so much, but it's like the reload speed is so slow on this gun. Alrighty, we are over at Parasite because we are going to run this thing through the boss just to see if there's any weird interactions. And I went ahead and put on a Shock Buffmeister. This is going to help us deal with Parasite's ward. Although, you know, this, like I said, this build's not anything crazy. It's just your average Spore Zerker setup. And, like, obviously we could get some better rings and maybe even a better amulet to maximize the shit out of this. And first thoughts is this is not much of a bossing weapon. I feel like my freaking bow does more damage to Parasite. He just, like, this gun just has to reload so much and so often. We took a big chunk out of him when we had that, that Buffmeister active. Let's go ahead and activate it again. And I will switch Buffmeisters when we get to the flesh bar. Because obviously, this is a fire weapon. It should do better against the flesh. Alright, Parasite's on his flesh phase. Let's put on one with 2 spell charges. This one. It's doing a little bit better damage. I don't know if you could use this against like Daryl or anything like that. Now, obviously, we could get some crazy play the angle procs here, which would be nice. Like, it's not bad, but this is definitely no bossing weapon. We take out the boss, and... And come on! There we go. Alrighty, so this is definitely no bossing weapon. I'm gonna give this one a 6.5 out of 10 as well, and that is the same rating as the donkey. Now, obviously, this thing felt a little bit stronger than the donkey when it comes to just pure, like, damage-wise, but the amount of times you have to reload and the 3-second reload time is very punishing with this weapon, and the donkey does not have any enchantment at all. So, yeah, bear in mind with that what you will. Alrighty, back at the Chaos Chamber, we're going to go ahead and test out the manual transmission. This is the first level of the Chaos Chamber, so these are the non-elite enemies, and then we will go ahead and try these out on the elites. I put back on the corrupted plate mail to help with our survivability. You guys already know the deal. I feel like once this is warmed up, this might do some good things. Ah! Now, one thing I noticed, I think we want to get this warmed up. Huh, it seems like every time we take our finger off the trigger, this gun resets. We're gonna want one of these for sure. Let's get that. Ah, I can't afford it. Alrighty, we are in the elite room with elite enemies. I'm gonna go ahead and put on our Wrath of Nature armor. And let's see how this thing does in here. Ooh, Bone Crab is the real test. No. See, that was doing really good damage, but then I reset it. Oh, why did it reload there? I switched gears. Alright, this thing feels a little bit buggy sometimes. And you can see that once we take off of our Wrath of Nature, once we take off our Corrupted Plate Mail, we're just going to be in fight for your life all the time. Switch gears. Switch gears. Switch gears. Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I don't even think this gun is good anymore. Ah, switch gears! Okay, this thing is hella fun, but like, what are we doing here? To be fair, these are bone crabs. Oh my god. Alright, that was quite fun. I will give it that. Now, I think we're gonna need a different enchantment on this. Alrighty, so we all know what we really want to see this gun do, and that is just absolutely waste all of our assault rifle ammo on Parasite, so let's go ahead and get started. I probably shouldn't have Buffmeistered so early. I'm just gonna keep moving. Ah! I have absolutely no health. Come on! Let's see if we can kill him before we run out of ammo! Oh man. Once our Buffmeister went away, the damage is pitiful. We also have, like, no Wrath of Nature proccing either, yeah. We have no Wrath of Nature proccing either because the problem is we can't really shoot our bow. I tried it earlier, but it resets our gear shift. Alright, let me get this thing up. Switch gears. Switch gears. Buffmeister. Holy crap, we might kill oh! We might kill ourselves at running into that barrel. Are we gonna run out of ammo before we kill Parasite? Ah! All right. I'm actually just gonna let my frickin' mushroom pick me up. Wow, we killed Parasite before running out of ammo. Actually poggers. Actually poggers. Now, unfortunately though, I gotta rate this one another 6.5 out of 10. I feel like the damage is there, kind of like the Rogue Imp. Although the Rogue Imp does feel a little bit weaker than the last time I used it. But I feel like the damage is almost there with this, except when I'm changing gears, let me just show you. When I'm changing gears, I can't proc my action skill again, which is unfortunate for action skill enchantments. So like, let's rev this up, rev it up. Okay, so we got some pretty fast fire rate, but like if I do this, it kind of reset a little bit, you know what I mean? Which is unfortunate, because that just means we can't really, I don't know, we can't really do the thing with it on our Spore Warden. So yeah, if this was less clunky, I think it would be good. And I don't really know if there's any way that they could do that. Now, with that being said, I do really enjoy using this gun. If you guys just want to have a good old time, this is a 10 out of 10 in the fun factor, but you're gonna run out of ammo. You probably could use this for Chaos Chamber mobbing though. And you can probably pick up the little ammo, the ammo bonus where you get like bonus ammo and stuff like that. You can definitely have some fun with this gun. It's not terrible. It's just a little bit clunky. Back to the Chaos Chamber. Now, this is actually one of my favorite guns. Now, alrighty, back to the Chaos Chamber. We're going to do the first level, which doesn't have elite enemies, and then we're going to do the second round, which does have elite enemies. We're going to be testing out the Crossbolt Generator. Now, I really hope this buff did something to this gun. Obviously, the damage is much higher than it used to be, but let's go ahead and just see if it, pans out in practice. This was one of my favorite guns because when I was reading the Spore Warden tree, and like how play the angles works and how this ricochets to all kinds of enemies, I just thought, we could have a lot of fun with this gun. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and that's just one enemy. Let's try to crowd a bunch of enemies all at once. Let's bring this elite super badass. We got a Goblin Flame Rider who's going to kill me. This elite super badass is gonna kill me. Everybody's gonna kill me. Let's get some healing from my sigil, and I'm dead. Told you I was gonna die. And they killed my mushroom. Yeah, the damage of this one kind of feels like the situation that I'm in. Actually, though, that was not bad. Ah, get away from me! It seems like when we crit this thing, we get that bonus from the ring. Alright, let's give this one a second shot. Okay, that was kind of cool. We got some play the angles procs there. But I feel like that's what this gun is supposed to do, is proc. Like, someone might say, oh, well, that's play the angles damage. But yeah, that's what's cool about this gun, is that it ricochets between so many enemies. But I feel like you're supposed to get some crazy play the angles procs. It feels like the single target damage of this thing actually isn't as terrible as I was making it out to be, because these are elite goblins. Actually, I want to try this out versus another encounter. Let's go ahead and fight one more room. Now, I already tried this versus one elite room, and it felt like the damage was really good sometimes, and then in certain scenarios, it wasn't as good. But it actually surprised me overall. Oh, I just tried to shoot my bow to get some armor back, or some ward. Like, I feel like the damage of this thing might not be that bad. I don't know what it is, but this thing, I feel like it ramps up sometimes. Yeah, it seems like the damage of this, like, kind of ramps up. Now, obviously, we have the crossbow part that gives us bonus damage. Crossbolts deal 4% increased damage. So maybe it's just that ramping up once I stick up an enemy more than once. Or maybe you really just have to use good armor with this, and then you can see the damage from it. Okay. This thing feels really good for mobbing. Alright, this is a perfect test. Let's just do this entire obelisk. Alright, beefy mushroom. That's good. You can see the damage ramps up a lot with those crossbolts. And this guy's already half dead. Wow. Like, are those just crazy play the angles procs? Or is it truly just ricocheting like an insane amount of number of times? Alright, come on, die. You're making me look bad in front of my friends. Thank you. That'll give us a second chance against the mini-boss here. So let's go ahead and try it out. Because he'll be back at full health and, you know, some of the enemies around him. Yeah, look, we have all these round table knights. And somehow I lost all my HP immediately. Whatever. Oh my god. I think that's King Arthur, right? King Archer. Now, obviously, you know, this isn't really a single target weapon. And just as I'm saying that, he's spawning some of these knights, which is going to be good for us. This is like actually the perfect mini-boss to try this gun out against. Wait, let's get some barrage back. Alright, I would like to focus King Archer, though. Ah, what is happening? Alright, a little too much was happening for my brain. Ugh. Where did he go? He is over here. Oh, he's dead. Alrighty, so how do we rate this gun? It's actually a little bit confusing because this gun feels better in some situations and worse in others. I want to give this one a 7 out of 10. I don't think this is the strongest thing ever. It's obviously only for mobbing. It's not really going to be for bossing at all, in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of the point of the gun. What it does is, you know, when you shoot someone, it ricochets to another person, it ricochets to another person. And that's kind of the whole gist of this gun is the ricochet mechanic. So I do like this gun, though. It felt very fun to shoot, and I went through 4 elite encounters before moving on to the next weapon. So it's pretty fun. So honestly, I recommend giving this gun a try. Alrighty, back at the beginning of a new Chaos Chamber run. Let's go ahead and put on our Corrupted Plate Mail. That's the one. And this time we're going to be trying out the Thunder Anima. Now, this is going to be very similar to the Crossbolt Generator, where the Thunder Anima kind of has a ricochet mechanic to it. And, yeah, pretty good gun here. Let's go ahead and try it out. Unfortunately, it cannot be enchanted. So, if we do see some good things out of it here, then that means in the future, if they fix that, like not being able to be enchanted, ooh, the accuracy of this thing is horrible. Okay. Literal, immediate thing I'm noticing is that the accuracy of this gun feels horrible, but when it hits, it seems like it's killing. Yeah, what just happened to those guys? They just literally exploded. Now, I know this gun likes to ricochet, but could this thing do bossing damage? I want to go try this on Parasite. Okay, I don't know what is happening. Does this thing have like a delay effect? Alright, we gotta try this in the elite room. I also want to shoot Parasite to see if some weird shit happens there too. I mean, this thing seems like it does some okay things. Oh, we're still reloading. Alright, I don't even know what died there. Alright, get out of here. She was very annoying. Okay, I think I get the point of this gun. I think you want to get up against like a wall and then get it to go through them multiple times. I could actually only imagine if this thing could get the barrage enchantment. So that way it could possibly do double poison explosions per bullet. Alright, let's go ahead and try this gun out against Parasite now. I think I get the point of this gun, and I think it bounces off the walls and the floors and stuff. And what you want to do is get an enemy, like, against a wall or against a floor somehow. And let's see what this thing does against bosses. Maybe we pull out the Buffmeister here. Let's go ahead and try this Buffmeister. Am I wearing corrupted plate mail? I think I put on my stronger armor. Just double check. No, I am wearing corrupted plate mail. Alright, let's put on better armor. My bad. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Let's shove Parasite up against a wall. Wow, my gun had to reload right when I did that, huh? Well, luckily, this thing definitely kills the shit out of mobs. So that doesn't matter. And the damage of this does not feel good for bossing. Let's even put on a Cape of Tides. And yeah, this is just not a bossing weapon at all. Definitely not a bossing weapon at all. I mean, look at that. That's Parasite. And we have on a Cape of Tides, which is the broken soaked mechanics. And I've had enough. Let's go ahead and give this gun like a 7.5 out of 10. Considering it can't be enchanted, if this thing could be enchanted, I think it would definitely just straight up be better than the Crossbolt Generator. And that's why I want to rate it a little bit higher. Both of these guns are only for mobbing. They're not really bossing weapons, which you got to keep that in mind with the rating. When I say 7.5 out of 10, I'm taking the bossing out of it completely because just don't use it. This is a 0 of 10. Okay, I mean, you know, it's a couple out of 10 for bossing. But for mobbing, it feels quite nice. It's not the fastest thing in the game, but I do think for gun builds, it is pretty up there for mobbing. And yeah, so that was my video rating all the hot fixes. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.